Shortly before the end of the last parliamentary session, the Scottish Parliament voted to reject Liam MacArthur's Assisted Dying for Terminally Ill Adults Scotland Bill, meaning that for the time being, assisted dying will not become lawful in Scotland. When the bill fell, MacArthur said that while he personally would not bring another bill forward, the issue was not going away, and the Liberal Democrat leader Alex Cole-Hamilton insisted that the next parliamentary session would not be too soon to introduce another assisted dying bill, and that he hoped the issue would return to Parliament quickly. With the possibility of another bill on the horizon then, it is important to take stock of why the previous bill failed and consider what Holyrood's approach should be if forced to engage with the issue again. We need to ask why the MacArthur bill failed. Did it fail for reasons that are likely to affect any bill of this kind that comes before Holyrood? The whole experience of the MacArthur bill also raises questions about how the parliamentary process could be improved. Ultimately, the bill failed because enough MSPs switched their votes from supporting to opposing the bill at the final vote. And when we analyse the reasons that MSPs gave for switching, we find the same themes arising again and again. Concerns about coercion, in other words, the concern that rather than giving vulnerable people a choice at the end of life, which was the promise used to promote the bill, what we would see instead is vulnerable people seeking assisted death because of coercion by others or coercion by circumstances. So people seeking to die because they lack access to adequate palliative care, or because of social conditions like poverty, or because of not wishing to be a burden on loved ones or carers, or because they have internalised negative attitudes about disability or illness. What is striking about these reasons is that they are not particular to the MacArthur bill. They are the kinds of concerns that arise in relation to assisted dying generally. At the same time that the MacArthur bill was being considered, the same risks were being discussed in relation to the Kim Leadbeater bill at Westminster. These concerns are notoriously difficult to address. So despite claims that it's not too soon to introduce another assisted dying bill at Holyrood, it is difficult to see how another bill could succeed where MacArthur's bill has failed. Of course, we have a new crop of MSPs since the MacArthur bill was defeated, and perhaps advocates of assisted dying are simply hoping that the new intake may be less troubled by the serious risks posed by a bill of this kind. But that would be to try and push a bill over the line without really addressing its dangers. One of the last acts of the previous Parliament was to send supporters of assisted dying back to think again. And if they don't do that and proceed with another bill with indecent haste, it will raise serious questions about the integrity of the pro-assisted dying campaign. In terms of the parliamentary process, the last bill ran into difficulty around its legislative competence. It transpired as the bill went through its various stages that Holyrood didn't actually have the necessary powers to enact certain key provisions. Why the bill was ever certified as legislatively competent at the beginning of the process became a matter of controversy, as did the question of why this wasn't addressed head-on by the committee, scrutinising the bill at stages 1 and 2. There are clear lessons to be learned from this experience if and when another similar bill does come back to Holyrood, but there is a lot of reflection on the principle that ought to be done before that happens.